Students, so let us continue the chapter on sets. So in this chapter we'll be focusing on types of set. In the last video we looked at the representation of set. In this video we'll be looking at types of set. So there are different kinds of sets, so we'll be looking at them one by one. So let us start. The first set is called as finite set. Finite set. So the definition of finite set, you can write something like this: a set with finite number of elements in it is called a finite set. I repeat again, a set with finite number of elements in it is called a finite set. So the example will be set of boys in class 8A. I'll write set of boys in class 8A. So if I can write this, so I can say that this set will have limited or finite number of elements in the set. So this kind of set is called as finite set. So let us look at other set that is called here infinite set. As the name suggests, in this set the number of elements will be infinite or uncountable. A set which is not finite is called an infinite set. That is, a set with never ending numbers of elements is an infinite set. So let us take one example. So if I say a set of numbers greater than 100. So if I can say set of numbers greater than 100, there will be unlimited number of numbers, unlimited amount of numbers, right? 101, 102, 103, 104, and it will go on. So in this case, I can say that this set will have infinite number of elements. Thus, this set is called as infinite set. So we have looked at finite set, infinite set. Now let us go to the third type of set. So that set is called your singleton set. So let me just write it properly for you. Singleton set. Singleton set. Singleton set. So if I consider the example where if I write set of boys with name John in class 8. So let it be, instead of John, let me just write it, one of the boys, set of boys with name Aman in class 8A. So if you see, this set will have only one name, right? Because in our class we are having only one person with the name Aman. So we can say that this set will have only one element. So a singleton set can be defined it like this: a set, comma, which has only one element in it is called a singleton or unit set. Singleton set is also known as unit set. So let us go to the fourth category, fourth type of set. That set is called something called as null set, or it's also defined as empty set. So as you would have guessed it by now, empty set will have no element. So the set which has no element in it is called the empty or the null set. So let me just give one example. Set of boys. So let us take set of boys. Set of, let me just write it properly. Set of students. I'll make it common. Set of students with name. Say, so now let's take 8C now. Set of students with name. Let us assume it to be something like John in class 8C. There is no person with the name John, right, in class 8C. So what we can assume is that this set will have no element, or this set will have no elements, and the set will be empty. And a null set is always denoted by a symbol known as this one. Yes, this is called as phi symbol. It's not relevant for you, no problem. So remember that this null set is denoted by this symbol called as phi. So this is called your empty set and null set. So this was your fourth type of set. So let us go to the fifth one. So fifth set is called something called as, fifth set is joint or overlapping set. Joint or overlapping sets. So what happens in this kind of set? This is actually a pair of sets. So two sets are said to be joint or overlapping sets if they have at least one element in common. Have at least one element in common. So if I say something like at least one element, it can be more than one, it can be two, but it needs to have at least one element as common. So let me take one example. So set A is the set of boys in SHS, and I can say B, it is the set of students in, say, let me just write a Siliguri. Okay, instead of students in Siliguri. If you know set of boys in SHS, they will have some common element that will also be the set of students in Siliguri, right? So I can say that some of the elements that is in A will belong in B as well. So I can say that these two sets are joint or overlapping sets. So whenever we are discussing about joint or overlapping sets, we are discussing about two sets. Remember that. So let's now go to something called as this. The next type of set is called your disjoint set. So that is the sixth kind of set. So this is called your disjoint sets. So if I consider the set A to be the students of to be the set of students from set class 8A, and B to be the students from class 8B, then can I say none of these students from A will be there in B and none of the students in B will be there in A? So I can say that these two sets are disjoint. So disjoint sets can be defined as two sets are said to be disjoint if they have no element in common, because none of the students in 8A will be there in 8B and none of the students in 8B will be there in 8A. So this is one way of defining disjoint sets. So if I say something like, now that was sixth, now the seventh one we have something called as equivalent sets. Equivalent sets. Equivalent sets. So equivalent sets, two sets, here also we are discussing about two sets. Two sets are said to be equivalent if they contain the same number of elements. So what do you mean to say is, so if I say section A of class 8A has 20 students and section B also has 20 students hypothetically. So if A has 20 number of students and section B also have 20 number of students, and if I consider them as a set, then I can say that the number of elements in set A is 20 and the number of elements in set B is also 20. Now I can say those two sets A and B are nothing but equivalent sets. So equivalent sets are those sets which have the same number of elements in them. So another one is almost similar to equivalent, it's called equal sets. So equal sets is a bit different. So if I say something like set of students in class 8C. So let us consider 8C. So there will be set of students in class 8C. So let it be, I think there is 21 students in class 8C. And if I consider the other set, so let it be considered as set A. And if I consider this A to be the friend of to be the friend of, say, one of the student in C, let it be something like student's name is something like let it be some A. So A is there in C, so I'm considering this set A to be the friend of A as well as herself. So can I say this will also be 21 and all of them will be same, because I'm considering this set A also to be the set of friends of A and herself. So I can say that this will be also same. Yes, I can say that. So those, in this case, set C and set A will have the same number of elements and all the elements will be identical, that is same. So two sets are equal if both the sets have same elements. And remember, I think most of you will get confused over here. Remember, in case of equivalent sets, the number of elements is same but they need not be, the elements need not be identical. In case of equal sets, even the elements should be identical. They should be the same. Number should be same. Even the elements should be same. So these are the types of set. So we started by saying, by understanding what is finite set. If a set has finite number of elements, then it is called finite. Then we looked at infinite. Infinite sets, we said that if they have unlimited amount of elements in them, these are called infinite sets. After that, we looked at something called as singleton set. If a set has only one element, then I can say that this is singleton set, or it's also called as unit set. Empty set is nothing but a set which does not have any element. Empty set is also known as null set. It is denoted by this letter. After that, we looked at joint set. If at least one of the element is common between two sets, then we call those two sets to be joint or overlapping sets. After that, we looked at disjoint. If they don't have any element in common, then we say that they are disjoint sets. After that, we looked at equivalent sets. If they have same number of elements, they are called equivalent. And finally, we looked at equal sets. So if they have the same number of elements and also the elements are identical, I can say that these two sets are equal. So with this, we have concluded the types of set. But before I conclude this video, we should understand something called as cardinal number. So cardinal number is nothing but the number of elements in a set. So I can define it, and boys and girls, please remember, whenever I'm dictating something like a definition, make sure that you have noted down in the notebook. Something like I had told you, finite set. A set with finite number of elements in it is called a finite set. That has to be there in the notebook. So I'll define cardinal number as well. So cardinal number, the number of distinct elements in a finite set is called as cardinal number. I repeat, the number of distinct elements in a finite set is called its cardinal number, and it's always written something like this. So if A is the set of students in class 8C, then NA will give me the number of students, that is 21. So this is how we denote cardinal number. So this means this is nothing but cardinal number of this set. So NA equals 21. If set B is there, then we write it as N of B equals to, if B was the number of students in section B, then I should write it as something like 22. So this is how we define cardinal number. So in this week, we will be going across different kind of sets and cardinal number of a set. I hope you are clear with the concepts. So with this, I take your leave. Thank you, all of you.